For the equipment, you're going to want to have a cutting board, a knife, a spoon, a stovetop, a spatula, a pan, a cooking tray, an oven, pot holders, and this is optional, but you can get parchment paper. This makes it a little bit easier for cleanup when you put it on your cooking tray after when everything's said and done, because you can just maybe wipe down your cooking tray a little bit and you just throw away the parchment paper. But that is the equipment that you'll need to make these stuffed bell peppers.
Hi there, my name is Malcolm Wilkinson, and welcome to Millennial Meals, a place where we show you how to make delicious meals and treats right in your own home. So one of the previous episodes, we made Jalapeno Poppers, which was basically a jalapeno pepper that was hollowed out and we filled with some delicious flavors. Well, I was kind of craving that same flavor. So on this episode, I'm going to be showing you how to make stuffed bell peppers. Let's start baking. So one of the first things I want to do is I want to cut up my mushrooms, my garlic, and my onion, and well, a little bit of the bell pepper, because basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be cutting off the top, then scooping out the core. That way when we make our stuffing, I can like put more of that stuffing inside my bell pepper. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start cutting that and then prepping some of the other ingredients as well. So one of the first things we want to do is we want to start getting our stuffing ready, and that means we got to get our vegetables cut up so that we can add that with our Italian sausage. So in this case, I'm going to be using mushrooms, garlic, and onion. I'm going to slice these up, put them in the pan, and then throw my Italian sausage after. Stir that nice concoction up, and then throw that inside our bell peppers. And when it comes to bell peppers, we're not going to slice these up to the nth degree. Basically, I'm just going to cut off the top and then scoop out the core and then put the stuffing inside, put some cheese, and bake it. With that said, I'm going to start slicing.
So what you want to do is you want to cut up your mushrooms, garlic, and onions. Get your garlic and your onions together, put your stovetop to medium heat, and throw your garlic and onions into the pan. For me personally, I like to throw a little bit of olive oil to kind of like cook them together to kind of give a little bit of an extra flavor. Once the onions get to a more clear color, then I'm going to add in my Italian sausage to the mix. But as the meat is cooking, I'm going to prepare the bell peppers. So this will be a good time to cut off the tops of your bell peppers and to scoop out the innards or the guts of the little bell pepper. Now what I'm doing here is I'm using a knife to kind of cut around the edges. Now be very gentle because you don't want to cut in the direction of yourself. This should not require that much pressure to cut off some of the innards and then be able to pull it out. If you have to, you can also use a spoon to kind of scoop out some of the like seeds and stuff like that. But I decided to leave some of that stuff in there because I think that would add a little bit more flavor to my bell peppers. Now sometimes you're going to have bell peppers that do not want to stand up, so they're going to fall over. Now an easy fix for this is, well, you can possibly put it on like next to another bell pepper, but right here what you do is you want to cut off the little, I guess, bottom that's extending out a little bit further. Once you cut it off, it should be able to sit nice and flush with your table or whatever surface you're putting it on. When the meat gets a little bit more done, you're going to want to throw in your mushrooms and whatever other ingredients that you kind of want to put inside your stuffing. In this case, I'm going to be using the mushrooms and some of the bell pepper pieces that I cut off from the tops because I didn't want to waste any of that, because the rest that I couldn't really use, I'm going to throw that in the composter.
Alright, now that my Italian sausage, or at least my stuffing, is done, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stuff this into my bell peppers. But I'm going to actually use a spoon for that because it's going to be a little bit harder to try and be accurate with the spatula. Alright, so this is our stuffed bell peppers. I I cooked it in the oven at 350 degrees, and I cooked it for about 20 minutes. So what I could have done better probably was have a little bit more mozzarella cheese, but I wanted to be a little bit more keto friendly. I only put about a 1/4 cup of mozzarella cheese, and if you remember at the beginning, I had this pretty much at the very top, like just level. But as you can see, obviously it kind of melted more, and it kind of got down into the bottom of basically our stuffed bell pepper. But other than that, I'm still gonna enjoy this and still, just eat the heck out of it. But with that said, that's how you make stuffed bell peppers. Y'all stay safe and have a good one.